Everyone knows that the Miata is a great project car for novices and experts alike, but I think it's especially a great first project car. And even I keep forgetting this, but this channel is called Restoration for Beginners, so let's get back to our roots with this one by talking about how to change the oil, because even something this basic isn't straightforward with all of the conflicting information online about what oil is best, whether to pre-fill the filter, blah 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 blah. So here's a quick and straightforward guide to oil changes to NA and NB Miatas, and all of you experts out there rolling your eyes right now, just help us out by adding your best tips to the comments below. To drain the oil, let's loosen the cap so that the old oil can flow out of the bottom drain much more easily. Then you can crawl underneath and loosen the drain plug. It should be a 17 or 19 millimeter plug, and about 3 to 4 quarts of old oil will come out, so be ready for that. By the way, it's good to have the engine warmed up for just a few minutes before you do this, since warm oil flows much easier and faster, and you do want to get as much of the old oil out as possible. But be careful not to burn yourself with hot oil. That's a mistake you won't make twice. Some drain plugs are magnetic, and if yours is, it's useful to inspect if there's any metal particles stuck on the plug. A little bit of glittery dust is perfectly fine, but if you're finding decent sized chunks on there, your engine is eating itself and probably needs a rebuild sooner or later. And while we're on the subject, if your engine oil is milky or foamy, that's another sign that your engine needs some desperate help, and if neglected, it isn't long for this world. After draining the oil, if you do have a torque wrench, put the drain plug back at 25 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, just put it snug and don't over-tighten. You're supposed to also change the crush washer on the drain plug each time, but I've never had any problems reusing it just once or twice. Just remember to remove the old crush washer if you do replace it. Last thing about old oil. Do pay attention to how much oil was lost between changes. Obviously, less is better, but this is an old engine, and less than half a quart between changes isn't anything to freak out about. However, if it's burning more than a quart per 3,000 miles, you definitely have a problem. You probably already noticed either blue smoke coming out of the exhaust, which would indicate that you're burning oil, or oil leaks around the engine or just on the pavement. If you want to learn more about how to spot and to stop oil leaks on this engine, check the video description for a link on the most common places to check and to address. And please dispose of the old oil properly at your local city or county recycling center, or most auto parts stores accept them as well. Alright, I think that's enough about old oil. Let's take out the oil filter. It's on the passenger side of the engine right in front of the starter. It's a little hard to reach and you might need to use a filter wrench, but unless it's been on there for ages or the last guy really gorillaed it on there, you should be able to twist it loose with one hand. Now, for the new filter, for 30-year-old engines, it honestly doesn't even matter which one you pick as long as it fits and it's from a reputable brand. You can never go wrong with OEM filters, but I just buy whatever's on sale that's not the cheapest thing in the store. Just change the filter at every oil change and you should be perfectly fine. It's not a bad idea to rub some oil on the rubber lip of the filter for a better seal, but if it comes pre-greased, don't bother with it. And a little bit of pre-fill of the new filter with some new oil never hurts either, but since this thing fits sideways, don't bother filling it up all the way, that's only going to create a mess. After this, screw it on hand tight. Do the future you a favor and don't use a wrench to tighten it, that's not necessary. And let's pour the new oil in. The oil capacity is 3.6 quarts for the 1.6 engine and 4 quarts even for the 1.8. You're gonna need 10W30 oil, and while Mazda does provide a range of accepted viscosities for different climates and driving conditions, and some people like to use thicker oil to quiet the lifters down, let's not go down that rabbit hole, but feel free to research if you're curious about what's exactly right for you. We're also not going to entertain the brand controversy around who has the best oil for the Miata. Mobil 1, Valvoline, Kirkland, Amazon, they're all fine. More frequent oil change is better than better quality of oil. Just change the oil every 3,000 miles if you use conventional. You can push to 5,000 or 6,000 if full synthetic. If it's all highway miles, you can get away with 1,000 or 2,000 more miles on top of that. If you drive it hard all the time, sooner than that, you get it. By the way, overfilling the engine with oil is just as bad, if not worse, than underfilling it. If you didn't know, the side of most oil jugs have markings so you can tell exactly how much you're putting in there. And after this, clean up the drips and screw back on the cap, and now you're all done. Doing regular oil changes is undoubtedly the best way to keep any car running in good condition for a long time, and it's also a good way to bond with your car. If you're ready to take on more challenges, I created a playlist for Miata tech tips, and you can find more ways to properly maintain, restore, or just have fun with your Miata. Until next time, stay safe and have fun.